You've been running pretty good since you come back, I think. A couple of problems, but...
Yeah, we had some pretty big bugs in the car and the motor, and, you know, it's a PMC chassis, new car. I think we kind of got that hooked up a lot better, and the motor, got that straightened out, and it was a nice track, and everything went my way tonight.
Oh, yeah, I don't think anybody ever really got a good run on you at any point, even. Mike King, a couple times on the restart, stayed with you for a little bit, but, you know...
I knew the type of track it was. If you could get your foot to the floor quick enough, that, you know, it was going to be tough for anybody to pass. I mean, somebody might be able to catch, but to go by would be quite a feat. And you know, I knew if I could just keep the throttle down, that the track had so much bite that, you know, it was probably the same thing everybody else was doing, and it was just going to end like that. So that's what I was hoping for.
So this was your goal, right? I mean, as far as your near future goal in racing was getting the victory lane in the modified.
It was definitely one of my goals. Yeah, definitely was. Yeah.
Next step has got to be a championship. You got to be looking for.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Well, it takes a lot of luck, but I mean,
yeah, it does.
You got the equipment. Definitely showed tonight. You got the ability to drive. It's always really been more a matter of luck with you. You're one of those guys that always end up getting the shit end of the stick somehow.
Sometimes, yeah. I don't know. I think it's desire, you know. If that's what you want, then that's what you go for. And, you know, if that's what I want next, I guess that's what we'll go for. But it was nice to get the win out of the way for now, and I'm just going to enjoy this right now. Try to get another one. Be nice.
Well, take the pressure off now.
Yeah, take some pressure off. Yeah, I was wondering if this. I was wondering if this was going to happen, really, because this year wasn't shaping up that well. I don't even think I had a top 10 yet this year. So.
No, I don't.
Yeah, a couple spin outs.
Had some good runs, but
yeah, a couple good runs, but
bad luck going.
Yeah, nothing like this. No. So we're happy about this.
So, plan on staying at the Valley then, or?
Yeah, definitely stay at the Valley.
Seems the growing trend is departures around here. The keeps getting a little bit smaller every year.
Yeah, I don't have any problems with this track. You know, I like the track. I've always come here. I used to come here as a kid and watch my uncle race, and that's what got me here. Well, Tommy Krause is my uncle.
Oh, we're half-assed relatives.
Yes.
My cousin.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's
second cousin.
Peggy's my aunt.
Oh, that's
so
right.
He's through marriage.
Yeah, I should have remembered that.
So this is just the place to race as far as I'm concerned. I've been to Fonda, I've been to Malta, I've been to Utica, Rome, been to Middletown. You know, I've raced all those other places, but it's just really nice to come back to something that you're familiar with. And, you know, it wasn't like I, you know, set the world on fire here. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff to accomplish, so, you know, it isn't like I'm full of this place. You know, I still have more that I'd like to do here, you know, so that helps.
Make it easier when you got something to shoot for.
You know, if you win a few championships and there's other places you want to try, then, you know, that's a whole different story. But
what about, like, going to the Brett Hearn driving school?
I went to that.
I do plugs for Brett, you know.
Do you? I went to that.
He gives me a commission off of you guys.
Yeah, Tom, thank you. And I was thinking of him tonight. Oh, glad he wasn't here.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I actually did think about it. I'm like, Brett Hearn's about, well, the guy's going to beat me tonight. He's not here, so yeah.
Son of a bitch. Yes. I'll tell you, though, behind you there were some flyers, but they all seem to run out of steam in the 5-7 laps.
It's just the track. It's just the track with the, you know, so much bite. I could get bite low, middle, high. I mean, it's an easy track to win on. It really was.
Yeah, John or Dan, one of them out there, said that walking across it literally sucks the steam off your feet.
It's tacky.
It does.
And that's nice.
It actually does.
I knew when I was sitting out there ready to go out, I said, this is the track to just get out in front and just run with. So that's what I did. And I managed to keep it clean and didn't put it in the wall. Yeah, the restarts were nice.
A couple of up there close coming out of the fourth turn.
Yeah, I like it up there. It's fun. Makes it exciting.
It's been the fastest place.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, I'm so used to when I left and we didn't race that one year. It was all low groove. There was no high groove here. And then, as I came last year and watched, it slowly seemed like people were running the high groove. And you know, I'm trying to learn that low groove for 5 years. You know, I finally got it down pat, and now I'm like. Well, here we are up top. So I just slowly, gradually worked my way to the top. I started low. I felt the pressure ease a little bit, so I kind of made my way to the top, and it was nice up there. You just almost put your foot right to the floor in the middle of the turn and just come biting, digging right out.
Yeah, it definitely seems there's more lanes of racing this season than there have been in the past.
Yeah, that started last year. I don't know why, but
it's something this track has needed for a long time, because it was going to be a train ride.
Yeah, it was. It was all low groove, and you had to get that low groove, everything, which had to be so perfect.
Actually,
it's nice to have 2 lanes.
You were victimized by it.
Yeah, I was. I was. One little slip, and there goes somebody underneath you. So
but now you get pretty good amount, I'd say, of door to door. It was 3 wide. At one point, they had 4 wide in the. I think it was a Pro Stocks, wasn't it? The 4 wide going into the turn there, and fortunately the yellow come out because nobody let off.
Yeah.
They all wanted that spot.
It's good racing, especially when the track's like this. It's good.
So have you found it harder in the modifieds than in the sportsman, or pretty much the same? Because the sportsman's a pretty competitive class.
I think the cars are easier to drive in the modified with all the power. You know, they're not as tricky to drive. You know, I always thought that, you know, if these cars were made for sportsmen with the gear and stuff, the cars would be quite different than they are. You know, they're made for this big block motor, and you know, when these people build them, it's for the big block. I think generally the big block,
it is,
and things are made around what they like. So I think the car itself is easier to drive. You know, that's why I really don't think you know, once I got to the modified, you know, the car really was easier to drive. So you know, it's just a matter of getting yourself clean line. It's not like the thing's pushing all over the track like it was in Sportsman. If you weren't on in Sportsman, it was just a painful night. You know, at least here, yeah, you might go a little slower if you're not on. It isn't like you're going to be exhausted when you get in.
And it's not so much of a demolition derby with the modifieds. It's those couple extra bucks, I guess, is what it is that the people actually care.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the sportsmen are brutal sometimes.
Yeah.
Tonight was what, 7 or 8 cautions in the first 10 laps. You know,
part of that is the car. I mean, the car and the gear, and you know, you can't get yourself out of trouble. You get in there, you know, you get in a little hot and heavy, and you hit the gas pedal, and it's kind of dead. You know, you got power, but if you don't nail it just right, it's going to push across the track on you, and that could be, you know, some of the reason for that, I think. But these here, they seem to. I found these cars easier to drive with the big block in them than the small block.
That's to your advantage, then, if that's what you're going to be running. You know,
I like it.
Easier for you to drive. I'm sure there's other guys that, like, matter of fact, Casey Bowie.
Yeah.
He does it right in the modified, but just not as well.
He always said he liked Sportsman better, you know. I don't know why. That's, again, desire. That's what he wants to do.
It's a shame. I'm trying to find somebody with a backup car to put him out there.
I think he'd do well, really. I think he'd do well in a modified, small block modified, or Sportsman. I think he's a good driver. I've always thought that. He's very smooth.
Third winningest driver in the Sportsman. He did it in 8 years. The 2 ahead of him did it in like 16, 17 years.
Yeah, no, he
he asked the guy, he says, well, you know, I do okay. It's sure, Casey. He's great, dude, really.
He is. And I think he's a good driver. In the 358s I watched him, he did very well. So
I like him in anything he drives. He's an exciting guy to watch.
He is.
But you've been the same way. I hear a lot of criticism. I've had to stick up for you a bunch of times, you know. You know how that is. They're gonna you sat in the stands growing up, so you know, no matter how good you are,
you put yourself out there to be judged, and you know, everyone's going to judge. I can't.
There's always going to be half of them.
I just do my best, you know, and if it goes against me, then it does. You know, I just try to do my best. That's all.
Yeah, I had a couple of people saying that you bang your way to the front, and I was like, wait a minute. In the Sportsman, how do you go forward or backwards without banging or being banged? It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, and
I've been banged a lot too.
Sure you have. You know,
like, sometimes people get a little self-righteous, I think.
Yeah.
And act like, you know, they don't ever hit anybody. But I watch everybody, and you know, sometimes you're behind people, and you see what happens. Everybody has to make contact, and that's part of racing. I shouldn't say everybody, but most people, for the most part. But I try to run as clean as I can.
Everybody sees their favorite driver as being Mr. Clean, and their least favorite is Mr. Dirty, and that's not really the case.
That's true. It's true.
It's like Donnie, for Pete's sake. Donnie ain't even here, and they talk about him. It's like,
they still blame stuff on him.
Because his father won 30 years ago, you're still complaining about that.
Yeah.
You know? But anyways, we got to wrap this up. It was definitely nice talking with you, and congratulations on the first win. Hopefully we'll see a couple more,
that'd be great.
maybe before the season's over.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, take care now.
Okay, bye-bye.